Good morning, students. Hey, welcome to another day of Mr. Poole's Online Math. Okay, today we're going to talk a little bit about fractions and how fractions are related to decimals. So you've been learning about decimals this week and a little bit last week, and today I'm going to show you how fractions are related to decimals. Now, I have a lot of pictures up here. I'll get to those in a little bit, but let's kind of show you what fractions really are. They're parts over parts in the whole. So you might know a fraction might look like this. If this is shaded down here, then that is one part out of parts in the whole thing, there's two. So that would be 1/2, or we call that 1/2. Okay, so this would be 1/2, and that's where we get the parts over the parts in the whole. One part shaded here out of two parts. So that's how we make a fraction. 1 out of 2 parts. So 1 part out of 2. So if we look at this one right here, what fraction would this one be right here? This picture right here. So think of parts over parts in the whole. So how many parts are shaded? 1. Yeah, so the top number is 1 over how many parts in the whole? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 1/4. That would be the fraction here. Okay, let's look at this picture over here. How many parts are shaded? 3, right? 1, 2, 3. And how many parts in this hole? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this fraction would be 3/4. All right. So far, pretty easy, right? It's just parts over parts in the whole. So let's look at this picture. Now it might be a little harder to see on camera, but there's lines in between these. So there's parts, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, isn't there? There's 6 parts out of how many? Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 6/10. 6/10. Okay, so just like we learned in the decimal 6/10, there's 6/10 in fractions too. Okay, and then in this one, this is 100. This is a 100 grid. I know it's kind of hard to see probably on the video, but if you count, there's 10 in each row. So there's 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 of those. So that one would be 34 over what? How many parts in the whole? How many parts are in this whole thing? Well, if you were paying attention, I just said it. There's 100, right? So 34 hundredths. Okay, now the reason I use these pictures is because these are the ones 4th graders should know. You should be able to know your half. Okay, what would half be in a decimal? What would half be? If you have half of a whole, well, think of this. What's half of $1? You know half of $1 is 50, right? Yeah, half of $1 is 50. So half would be decimal point 5, 5/10, or 1/2. Okay, So here we have 1/4. And again, think of it as money. 1/4 in money. Well, 1/4 of $1, if I have a one whole dollar, so here's my dollar. Well, I have these little things called quarters, right? That are 25 each, and they make up $1. So 1/4 would be one of those, or would be 25 hundredths, right? 25 hundredths equals 1/4. Okay, think of this same picture for this one right here. So what would 3/4 be? Well, it would be 3 of these, right? 25 plus 25 plus 25. Okay, it would be 75 hundredths. Okay, it'd be 75 hundredths. So 3/4, think of it as money. Okay. How would we convert this one into a decimal? Well, it's exactly the way it sounds. How do you say this? 6/10? Okay, how would you write 6/10 as a decimal? You would write, I'll just write it underneath here. So 6/10 is the same as decimal point 6, 6 in the 10th spot. Remember, that's the 10th place value. Okay, so these two are the same, 6/10 and 6/10. Okay, and then over here, how would we convert this one to a decimal? Well, it's 24 over 100, or sorry, 34 over 100. So that would be 34 hundredths, right? And you know the hundredths place is the second place to the right of the decimal. So you put decimal 3/4. Okay, so that's 34 hundredths. So guys, what I showed you here is, changing from fractions back to decimals. Okay, the other day I showed you how to change from decimals to fractions. Now we're changing back from fractions back into decimals. Okay, that's called converting, changing them from one to the other. So review this again. If it doesn't make sense right now, go back and look at this video. All right, but happy learning, and I hope your day goes well. Bye, guys. Bye.